Hi everybody, I'm Rachel Chamness at Sound Waves Heal, and I am hopefully live. There we go. Going also live in 5D Daily, my Facebook group, where if you have some questions, I will be happy to answer them. So hi everybody, okay, I'm live in all the places, and today I wanted to channel Alpar. So Alpar is my partner guide, and that means he's the guide whose messages I bring forth the most often. Now that might be a little bit more confusing for people who are watching, because you may see people like Bashar or other people who just channel this one person all the time. Although you may have seen people like Amanda Ellis who also, channel other people. So Alpar, and as I call him, Alpar BM, the Blue Avian, also known as the Kier, and Archangel Ariel are the two that I channel the most often. They're my partner guides. However, I channel tons of other beings, not only because I have lots and lots of spirit guides since I work in this realm all the time, and I'm always collecting more, and we just all have lots and lots of spirit guides already, but because I teach other people how to channel beings of light. I teach people how to work in higher dimensions as a healer, how to bring forth channeling of all kinds, how to trance channel. That's what I do. So if any of you are wanting to learn how to do that, I have many different programs. I have a big program that's like a year long. That's a whole professional program. It includes like coaching, includes 7 to 10 certifications, because you get some in between. You end up with 7. And 8 programs, and an internship, and one-to-one business coaching, like all kinds of stuff. So the kind of business coaching I do with those clients are not like, they're not like what you would probably normally think about a business coach. It's all about your light path and what you are offering and how you can help people and then bring them in for a session with you. It's more like that. So anyway, that's the kind of stuff I do, and I love to help you all. So thank you all for coming on. I see a lot of people here that were just on with me during my live. Hi, Tam from Cincinnati. So I see Tam, Christina, Glow, Shauna, Jessica, Lori, Catherine, and Brooke. Let's start with a little bit of a healing. Okay, so I'm with Alpar BM today. Let me just see what I've got here. So I'm going to channel him today. Let me bring him a liquid Reiki shamanic sound healing. Let's see, what am I going to do? Just for clearing a little bit. I have to make a little banner here. Let's see. Oh, I spelled it wrong. See, this is why when I put these up on my podcast, I edit them. Okay, here we go. A little clearing for everyone. My kitty's over here. She's enjoying it. This is so sweet. Just a little clearing for everybody. Hi, Mary. Hi, Ashley. Okay, I'm gonna trance channel Alpar BM, Alpar as I call him, and let's see what he has to say about where we're at in Ascension. Okay. I am Alpar BM, and I welcome you to this space. For the next few minutes, we'll be in our own sacred space. Again, always humans are wanting to know about ascension. We understand it is taking much longer than you expected. And for some of you, you don't even realize how long others have been waiting, who have been on this planet in a human form longer than you. For this has been foretold for a long time. The problem with living inside a third dimensional time is that it's hard to see change when it happens. And a good example of this is if you take pictures of someone and show them to someone else that are just a month or two apart, especially of children, and how much they've grown. And yet it's hard for you to see that if you're seeing this person every day. Or taking a picture of nature, your yard or the park, and then going back just a month later and taking the same picture. Maybe quite different, but to your eyes, it looked the same. To you, though you are already pretty far onto the Ascension timeline where it has split already, it may seem like things are the same. In fact, they may seem worse. You are seeing a lot happening in the 3D landscape. There's so much fear and worry and focus on things that appear to be something that will make a great difference for you. I think that's part of the problem, is the view that politics or other things that you see, environmental things, that any of this could make any difference in the 3D timeline, which you can still see from your perspective. Though you have already split, of course, you are still observing the 3D. It's just not happening to you as much. There are many things that could be infiltrating your space because they are so prevalent, such as to do with money, or to do with some things that are happening everywhere, and you will see them, and they might bleed into you and your world, let's say, your view of where you are a little bit, but not so dire as you may observe on the 3D timeline. And there is nothing that can fix the 3D timeline. There's no politician you can hire. There's no decision to be made that can fix it, because it is on a path of destruction that is always been foretold and how it is supposed to go. And where it goes is to be experienced by these beings, which I have said many times. You've heard me say it. Those on the 3D timeline came here to experience that. There's no reason to be sad for them or wish for them to come to the 5D timeline. And here you are on the 5D timeline with your family. You may be the one to bring the truth, the ascension vibration to your family. And that is usually the case. And so there's no worry about that. We've already covered that, I believe. So where are we now? I speak of we. Of course, I am only observing. You are experiencing a lot of doubt lately, for it is time to begin to release doubt. And there is much that is programmed within you that makes it difficult to release doubt. So you may be feeling more doubt lately, more doubt about yourself and what you do. Often also known as imposter syndrome, also self-worth. And these things are coming up because it's time to release it. But you may have these opposing beliefs that prevent release, such as worry that you'll be stuck in your ego, that if you don't doubt yourself, then you'll be overconfident and over-egoic. And so this fights against the release. What is the answer? Is to trust in your spirit guides and trust in yourself. You are part of what is all. And so you may trust yourself, deeply trust yourself. in who you have around you, unseen or seen, your guides, your helpers, and your soul family on earth. All here to help you stay in the light. And so this is part of what is coming up. How can you release it? Trust more and do the deep work. The deep work is to sit and contemplate, have a healing, or do your own healing on the subject of self-doubt, being stuck, not going forward in what you know you are supposed to do. When this has happened, when you're not feeling flow in where you're trying to go, then the answer is why? What stops me from going? And really working on that, sitting in quiet, asking for signs, taking the time to examine it, taking the time to consciously say, I release this. These blocks were in the past and now I am on a moving and flowing timeline, a moving and flowing time of this, what used to be a problem. You are putting it now in the past, even by speaking it so. You make it so by putting it out of your thoughts and into motion by saying it. It is now true, and you will feel the shifts happening. How to heal yourself of a block? Begin speaking of it in the past. How to heal being stuck? Start speaking of it in the past. I was stuck, but now I'm feeling the flow and it is happening. This is not a lie. The lie is when you say, I have a block and nothing's happening. That is the lie. That is the implant. That is the program that it is time to release. For all of this, release it. And when it comes to fear, fear is also related to this imposter syndrome, to this self-worth problem, to this speaking the program instead of speaking the truth. The more that you speak the truth, the more it happens for you and the more it comes true for you. And so now you are a witness to this happening. For now you have spoken it and you have said the word, and now the words will manifest, are manifesting, have manifested. Now you will see. And fear gets in the way. What if I'm not good enough? What if all these things I see happening happens to me and stops me? What if I shine my light and then I am attacked? Well, this is part of the experience, and I cannot say that nothing bad will happen. Things will happen. They aren't always terrible. Most of the time, it's the fear that is the worst part. You fear and fear and fear, and when it happens, the fear of it makes it worse. Where if you would just trust and know that you are protected and that you are surrounded by goodness and that you are working in the light and you are only experiencing what you need to experience to learn and grow, then you will see that as you step into this space, when bad things happen, they are quick and not as bad as they could have been. And you haven't wasted time worrying, lowering your vibration, and dreading something that's not what you thought it would be. And if you instead begin to look for the good in everything. Today, I'm looking for the good in everything that happens and stick to it. What will you see? Well, this bad thing happened. I looked for the good today and I was in a car accident. What is happening? Well, what is happening is you are walking away totally fine in this car accident. No one was hurt. You're finally getting that new vehicle you wished for, and everything is in line. You avoided a much worse scenario. You can't avoid everything. However, you have attracted the very best scenario of this car accident that was in your path, or whatever it may be. And I do hope this makes sense. Hi. Okay, that's Alpar. I like how he put that. Of course, I heard all these things before. Hi, Tony. Yes. So he didn't want to talk too much about not worrying about leaving people behind or anything like that, because we talked about that last week and it was in my podcast this week. So we don't need to talk about that. You can go to my podcast, 5D Channels and Chats, for that. Does anyone have a question for Alpar? I'm actually out of time, aren't I? It's already 12:21. But I'll take a question. A common question people ask, I know someone's typing it right now, is like, how far in Ascension are we? Okay, so maybe I'm going to see if he has that. So we're just looking for questions for the collective right now. I did do a bunch of personal readings with my card deck in the hour before this. He laughs at me. He's saying, why do you need this question? I'm going to give you an answer. It's not always going to be the same answer that everyone gives you because it's all different. We're all on different timelines. So what's your, he's giving me a number. It's 45%. Is that my timeline? Is that your timeline? But it's not everybody's timeline. Your Ascension timeline is where you are in your own self-worth, work, and self-worth. That probably wasn't an accident saying self-worth. So, yeah, so that is what we talked about last week. So that he's saying, nope. So how does Ascension look for this year and next year? How many levels are there? All of that is part of what we discussed already in the podcast, which is that, your Ascension is your timeline. It is what your work is. And when your work is at a certain point, you will experience Ascension. And it has nothing to do with anyone else. So there's no numbers for that. So yeah, and here's a good question. What is Alpar? Alpar being is a blue avian being that I channel. He's a guide for me, and there's tons of videos of me channeling him, and you can find out more about the blue avians in my book, my newest book, which is a co-author book. You can look me up on Amazon to find it, or get it off my events page or my latest newsletter that just came out. It's called The Beings, and I talk about Alpar and how we came to be and all of that. And he's wonderful. And also trans-channel different blue avian. They are 8th dimensional beings of light. And of course, in Tag Lightworkers, we connect to all these different kinds of beings and learn more about them. So, okay, let's see. Someone said something about an orange ball. Lori says, not sure about significance, but during meditating with you, I received an orange ball. Felt the need to say thank you. Oh, how nice. And Jessica says, blue avians have been popping up everywhere recently from different sources. Yeah, they're really very helpful. Usually Alpar says, for those of you who are saying, I want to connect to a blue avian, of course you can. In my Tag Lightworkers, you can be connected to blue avians and 60 other different groups of beings, including angels and fae and all kinds of things, ascended masters. But Alpar usually says, if you have an Ascension helper, that's what they kind of call themselves, or like these starseed helpers, that is a blue avian, we very easily connect to you. But you may have a different kind of starseed helper that you need to connect to. But everybody has one. And this is another thing that's in Tag. Of course, everything I do, I just kind of stick it in Tag, my membership. How to find your starseed helper. I've done some channeling exercises with that. So I do have to go because I can't stay too long today. I do want to tell you one thing though, before I go. And that is, if you're still feeling this fear or you have imposter syndrome, if you're feeling that, I just feel like it's so big right now. I just don't know, the best way I can help you guys is to do this big group healing. So I do a big group healing every once in a while. This one's going to be on releasing fear and imposter syndrome. It is donation based. That means if you have like only $1, you can donate $1 to receive the exchange, and that's all you have to do. And I will give it to you, even though I don't even receive that $1. PayPal will take it, but that's okay. So you just give what you feel comfortable and because it does need to be reciprocal to receive. And you can find it on my website. Let's see, do I have it right here? On my website at soundwavesheal.com, we have this donation-based healing page under sessions. And these are big healings that help. They really help the collective. So I definitely recommend them. And this is the next one. You can replay or live. Donate whatever feels right for you. Okay, so thank you all for coming. If you have more questions that you want to know, then you can always pop them in the 5D Daily Facebook. And once I start seeing a bunch of questions about something, I will tailor the next 5D live in 5D for you guys. So the next session is the 9th of September. It will be live if you wish, but the replay, I just make it for you get healed when you watch the video, live or replay. And it's just, it's 45-minute session. It's a group healing, just like I would do a personal healing. You'll kind of hear in the way that I do personal healings, but it'll be more group than personal, but it will be very strong. So, and I have 10 more of these for all kinds of things, like clearing your Atlantis past life and, personal sovereignty, things like that. There's a lot already on that page that you can also buy if you want. And every time you do that healing, you do have to watch the video to receive. When you do that, it helps the collective, which I think is really important right now. So anyway, I hope this helped. I hope Alpar answered some questions for you. And it's really nice to see you all here. Thanks for coming on. You can find me at soundwavesheal.com. And you can find me in my 5D Daily Facebook group, 5D Daily, if you're not on there right this second, which you might be. And this is my Transformation Ascension group for Lightworkers tag that I'm talking about that has the complete mystery school and all the help. And then also have just tons of free stuff, donation based too, for people who can't afford anything. I want to include you. So 5D Channels and Chats with Rachel Chamness is the podcast that you can hear a lot of great stuff on. And thanks for coming to this. I'll see you guys next week. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but something fun. All right. Bye and have a beautiful day.